Our season kicked off with a grand final replay, with Grassy taking on Curry, and the result was the same but with a much bigger margin, as Curry demolished Grassy by 180 points. Curry had picked up a few short-term recruits in Campbell Stewart, Henry Jones, Fergus Quealy, Angus Ewing and Cameron Blandon, while Grassy recruited a couple of Belgian backpackers in Martin de Mulder and Esteban Martinelli. Young junior Campbell Keeler had a day out in front of goal, kicking 6, along with his teammate Luke Caldwell, while Tom Graham kicked 4, James Jackawanko and Bo Lee Keys all kicking 3. The only multiple goal kicker for Grassy was Rob Smith with 2. Patrick Johnson was having a good game, using his pace all round the ground, along with Max Sainsbury, who, if he could put a full season in, would give the Keating medal a real shake. Justin Platt played well for Grassy, as did Aaron Wardlaw and Brandon Blomfield, who was playing his first senior game. Curry and North did battle in our round 2 game, with Curry finding it very hard to get enough players to take the field, but were able to find 12 players with the help of Jim Cormie, who had not played for 16 years, while North fielded a full side. Curry battled hard all game, but the weight of numbers was too much for them to see them go down by 38 points. Campbell Keeler followed up from his first game to kick another 6, while a relative newcomer to the game in Tom Butler also kicked 6. Jim Cormie showed he knew how to play, as he kicked 3 nice goals, while John Cunliffe, who had not played for 6 years, played well and enjoyed his game. Sam O'Leary and Nick Blomfield did well, as they had never played before, while Anthony Gibbons, who had been playing Masters football the last couple of years, also had a run for North. Bailey Rainbow is settling into senior football well, and he kicked 3, while Sam Davey, Justin Summers and Ned Hunter also played well, along with Doug Cox, Jack Yu and Patrick Johnson. Our round 3 game was the Cameron's Cup game, and the first game to be played at Grassy this season, with Jacob Lowe and Andrew Bean from Cameron's also playing. Jacob played with Grassy and Andrew with North, and before the game could start, some repair work had to be done to the centre line. Grassy had a full side and were keen to make amends after the flogging they got from Curry in their first game, while North only fronted with 16 players, and it telled as they lost by 27 points. Jeremy Summers had a great game, which saw him kick 5 goals, along with Grassy captain Tristan Forrest, who also kicked 5 in his first game of the season. After a spell of a couple of years, it was good to see Dale Reid playing again, and he did well to kick 3, along with Aaron Wardlaw and Freddie Tatawaka. North captain Justin Summers was in the thick of things to see him lose another jumper, as well as kicking 3 goals. Tyler Rhodes was playing a good game for Grassy, as was Damien Archer and Jordan Platt. Jai Summers was forced off the ground with what looked like concussion, while Emmanuel Pedroza, Adam Clark and Jay Rosier all played well for North. Our round 4 game between Grassy and Curry saw Curry once again struggling to find players. Osep signed up with them, while Tom Butler and Emmanuel Pedroza from North also played with them under a day permit to give them 13 players for the game, but they were no match for Grassy, as they won by 26 points. Campbell Keeler once again was a standout up forward to see him kick another 6 goals, while Tristan Forrest and his younger brother Brandon Blomfield kicked 3 each. Doug Cox was playing well to see him also kick 3, while his teammates Daniel Bayer, Tom Graham and Patrick Johnson were keeping Curry in the game. Callum Morrick had a solid collision with Luke Morris, which saw him taken to hospital, while Les Mitchell got away the sneaky throw, while Martin de Mulder was not as lucky. Apart from that, Martin was having a great game, along with new recruit for the day Paul Starrick and Freddie Tatawaka. Curry was short on players again for our round 5 clash against North. Les Mitchell and Martin de Mulder played on a day permit for them to see them end up with 14 players. North ran out in their nice new jumpers, but this was not enough to help them win, as they were smashed by Curry, going down by 125 points. Max Sainsbury was at his best, getting plenty of the ball, which also saw him kick 4 goals, along with new recruit Stephen Caldwell and Andy Castles, who was home for a bit. Ryan Mather was also reading the play well, getting plenty of the ball to see him kick 3, while Jack Ude was playing well in the back line, along with Luke Caldwell and Dan Bayer. Nick Blomfield is a newcomer to the game, but he is picking it up quickly and was having another good game. Adam Clark worked hard round the ground, as did Emmanuel Pedrosa. Goals were hard to get for North, and it didn't help that Anthony Gibbons missed this sitter with his left foot. Maybe he should have used his right foot for a better outcome. While for Curry, Osep also missed an absolute sitter in front of goal. Jeremy Summers was the only player for North to score a goal, and this was late in the last quarter. We all know Jeremy's number is 111, and the score after Jeremy kicked that goal was 1 goal 11. What a coincidence. Our round 6 game between North and Grassy saw Grassy get off to a good start and finish off strongly to see them win by 63 points. Richard Sutton must have had some kicking at goal practice during the week, as he moved well and kicked straight to see him kick 6. Rob Smith worked hard up forward to see him kick 4, while Roy Birkin was at his sneaky best to kick 3. Emmanuel Pedrosa was playing his last game for the season and showed he will be missed by North. I'm not sure what Tyler Rhodes was hanging on to here, but Emmanuel seemed keen to hold his hand as they went to ground. Adam Clark was playing well, along with Ned Hunter and Cody Cook. Brendan Osborne was liking the conditions, getting plenty of the ball, as was Martin de Mulder, who is improving with every game. Tristan Forrest was busy all round the ground, while Dale Reid and Damien Archer also played well for Grassy. Curry fronted with a formidable side in their round 7 clash against Grassy, which Grassy had no answer for, as Curry thrashed Grassy by 143 points. Ryan Mather had a day out up forward, kicking 7, while Max Sainsbury was playing a dominant role round the centre, as well as kicking 5 goals. His boss Luke Caldwell was also playing well again to see him kick 3, along with Dan Bayer. Tom Graham was at his solid best, while Grassy were having trouble stopping the run of Patrick Johnson and Bo Lee Keys. Duncan Rhodes does not know what the word retirement means, while Craig Constable decided he was fit enough to play again instead of umpiring. Tristan Forrest was leading by example again, while Tyler Rhodes was doing a great job in the back line along with Damien Archer. A great contest in our round 8 game between Curry and North saw Curry have a good third quarter, which set up their 2-point win over North. Martin de Mulder from Grassy played with Curry again under a permit, while Grassy president Rob Smith umpired with Arnold Stillmaker, as we were short on umpires again. Bailey Rainbow played well and got the chance to go forward for a change to see him kick 4 goals. Patrick Johnson was having another good game, which saw him kick 2 goals, along with Clint Stretton, who was playing his first game for Curry. Joel Williams also kicked 2, while 12 other players all kicked 1. Keating medal favourites Doug Cox and Justin Summers both had good solid games, as did Jeremy Summers, who happened to slip at the wrong time and end up in the only puddle on the ground. Tom Graham concentrated on his game and played well, as did Andrew Whipple and Luke Morris. Football returned to Grassy for our round 9 clash between Grassy and North, which was a tight contest all game, where Jeremy Summers had the chance to win the game after the siren but missed, which gave Grassy the win by 1 point. Grassy played 3 juniors, with Zach Baker playing his first game, while North got Cody Whiteman to play, who had never played before. Martin Newman was over for work and got talked into playing with his son Jack. Jeremy might have missed that goal after the siren, but he had already kicked 6 for the game. Dale Reid is playing better as the season goes on, to see him have another good game and kick 2 goals, along with Rob Smith, while once again 12 players all kicked 1. Damien Archer is enjoying playing again, to see him do well, along with Sukmar Bowling and Aaron Wardlaw. North lost Jai Summers with what looked to be a groin injury, with him keen to keep it iced. James Lumsden was in everything, while Beau Mullen was a powerhouse in the back line, and Andrew Whipple had another good game. Curry travelled to Grassy for our round 10 game with just 12 players, but ended up with 13 when Tom Butler, who was there to run the boundary, played instead on permit, while Sam Reeman and Kobe Bell ran the boundary for him. This was another close contest, with Grassy having a good third quarter and finished off well to see them win by 13 points. Jeremy Summers also helped us out, with him umpiring for us in the seniors. Young junior Zach Baker, who was just learning the game, played well, which saw him kick 3 goals, while Aaron Wardlaw was having a good game, which saw him kick 2, along with Dale Reid. Beau Lee Keys was also having a solid game, which saw him kick 3 goals, along with his running teammate Jack Yude, while junior player Levi Davison chipped in with 2 goals. Tristan Forrest was leading by example again all round the ground, while his younger brother Brandon Blomfield also played a good game. Dylan Beecroft was another who was playing well, along with Dan Bayer, Marty Monson and Patrick Johnson. Curry could only muster 12 players again for their round 11 game against North, and when they lost Andrew Smith early in the first quarter, it looked like they might forfeit, but they decided to play on, which saw them win against a disappointing North by 25 points. Campbell Keeler seems to like open games, as he kicked another 5 for the game, while Beau Lee Keys was at his running best to see him kick 4. Justin Summers was trying hard all round the ground, which also saw him kick 3 goals, while Bailey Rainbow was also playing well, to see him kick 2 goals. James Lumsden was another who was trying hard, which also saw him kick 2 goals, along with Jeremy Summers and Andy Castles. Patrick Johnson just never gives in, and his pace round the ground was a problem for North, as was Max Sainsbury, who was forever driving Curry forward, while Duncan Clemens was doing a great job in defence for Curry. Grassy were no match for North in our round 12 game, as they went down by 51 points in Richard Sutton's 100th game for North. North had all 4 Summers boys playing in Jeremy, Josh, Justin and Jai for only the second time in their career. The last time they all played together, their dad played as well. Dylan Beecroft also played on permit for North, which gave them 16 players, while Grassy had 19. Jeremy Summers had a great game, which saw him kick 4 goals, while his younger brother Justin kicked 2, along with Tom Butler and Tom Shaw. Tristan Forrest was having another good game for Grassy, as was Beau Reid and Sukmar Bowling. Marty Monson got amongst the goals to see him kick 2, along with the little goal sneak Roy Bergen. Richard Sutton couldn't buy a goal in his 100th game until the last quarter, when he finally got his straight kicking boots on to finish up with 2 goals. Curry were in good form for our round 13 game against Grassy, as they left Grassy in their wake, as they won easily by 80 points. Jeremy Summers umpired his second senior game, as we were short on umpires again. Bo Lee Keys played well to see him kick 5 goals, along with his teammate Ryan Mather. Patrick Johnson was once again running everything down and kicked 3 as well, with Luke Caldwell kicking 2 and Marty Monson also kicking 2. Jack Ude was strong out of defence again, but when he flew high for this mark, it was his head that found the footy and not his hands. Andy Castles was playing well all round the ground, but was not that good in front of goal, along with Bo Lee Keats, who also missed dead in front, while Doug Cox was playing well for Curry. Dale Reid was in good form for Grassy, along with Bo Reid, Brady Rhodes and Tristan Forrest. Curry played their last roster game in our round 14 game against North, and once again they were only able to muster 12 players, with the help of Jay Ruzzier's brother Caden Varell, but this time they were no match for North, as they won by 67 points. Jeremy wasn't feeling the best, but still kicked 4 goals, with young junior Kobe Bell playing smart football saw him kick 3. Richard Sutton missed plenty again, but ended up kicking 2, along with his coach Tom Shaw. Bailey Rainbow was having another good game, and Josh Summers has been improving with each game, while his brother and captain Justin was leading by example. Richard Cowlard played the best game so far for the season, and Jack Ude was strong out defence again for Curry, with Luke Caldwell and Doug Clocks also having a good game. Our last roster game of the year between Grassy and North had nothing riding on it, as both sides will be playing each other again in the semi. Stacey was asked to umpire with Wayne, as Mark was unable to get to the game. The question was, could Jeremy Summers kick 5 goals to take out the KIFA leading goal kicker award? And he did that with ease, as he kicked 7 for the game, with this big kick from the point of the square in the second quarter giving him the title. Richard Sutton got amongst the goals, kicking 4, with Bryce Hanover playing well to also see him kick 4, as well as Bailey Rainbow. The only multiple goal kicker for Grassy was Tyler Rhodes with 2. The 3 Grassy juniors in Brandon Blomfield, Zach Baker and Liam Frozzy all played really well. Justin Summers was in everything again, with Jay Ruzier also having a good game, which saw him put this tackle on Craig Constable, which sat him on this car on the boundary and left a nice dent in the bonnet. Tristan Forrest battled hard all game, and Freddie Tatawaka was another Grassy player who was getting a bit of the ball. Andrew Whipple was having a good game, but Anthony Rosser didn't get away with this non-attempt at a handball, while Nick Blomfield tried to do a one-handed handball. The final margin in this game turned out to be 111 points, which turned out to be Jeremy's number again. Is this a coincidence, or is there more to it that we don't understand?